Good evening, my friends. This is going to be a little bit different today. Instead of doing Viernes de Gozadera, I'm going to do basically a bit of a news show and bring you up to date on what's going on in the world. We're going to start with the war of Russia and Ukraine, the invasion of Ukraine from Russia. Well, the Russian forces are finding it tougher than they thought that they would encounter. They're bogged down, and a lot of the forces are getting hit really hard. There was a convoy that stretched a couple miles that got disbanded, and now we know why. They got hit by the Ukrainian forces, and there was a lot of damage to the tanks, a lot of damage to the vehicles. So the Russians are taking a different. Putin is taking a different strategy to the war. He's hitting more the cities. There are a lot of civilian casualties. It's unfortunate. A couple of hospitals, oncology center got hit yesterday, I believe, and actually some pediatric, hospitals, children hospitals. So it's very unfortunate, but apparently he's trying to cause terror and trying to get the people, basically bomb them into submission. But it's to a certain extent it's taking a different it's getting a little different result because the people are more united. There seems to be uproar of volunteers, people joining from across the world, different nations that are actually going to fight for Ukraine. There's been a report out that over 25,000 people have joined, volunteers from other countries to go help them fight. A lot of the citizens from Ukraine are fighting. Some of their most famous celebrities are fighting, and they don't seem like they're going to give up. It's horrific what's going on, but this could last for months. And right now, I don't think Ukraine, from from the point of view of someone that has been studying the situation. I've been studying the situation now for a couple of weeks and actually doing research. When did this start? Did it start with the Russian invasion and annexation of Crimea, or did it happen before, or did they have tensions before? They had tensions from years and years after the breakup of the Soviet Union. But even when Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union, they were already having problems. They did not want to be part of the Soviet Union. Once they got their independence, they wanted to get completely sovereign. And there was talk of Ukraine being a member of NATO, and that caused a lot of problems because, as you know, NATO is, or if you don't know, NATO is the organization that was formed basically to deter the Russians from communist, from the Soviet Union, from communist take over other European countries, basically to stop the onslaught of the Soviet Union. And so, Ukraine, by being a member of NATO, if they were a member, they're not a member right now. Basically, all the other NATO countries are sworn to protect each member of the NATO alliance. If one gets attacked, the other ones are supposed to join in for the defense. So obviously, Putin and the Russians are not going to be too happy about that. And also, if you're a member of NATO, you get to have missiles pointed right at Moscow. So that was part of the problem. Unfortunately, the negotiations did not go the way that they were supposed to go. And now it's kind of ironic because I think Ukraine, from what I understand, has been wanting to be a member of NATO for quite some time. And now NATO just came out a day or two ago saying that they were willing to let Ukraine into NATO, that they were open for a vote. Now they're open for a vote. Each member of NATO would have to vote in favor, but it just seems to escalate it more. Now there are some NATO countries that are assisting Ukraine with missiles and weapons and Poland wanted to deliver, I believe it was 29 planes to Ukraine, and they wanted the United States to assist. Now that was blocked for now, but I've heard of other countries wanting to give Ukraine planes, and from what I've heard, a lot of the Russian MiGs have been knocked out. I don't know what kind of Air Force Ukraine has. Apparently they need more planes, but apparently they're fighting pretty tough and hanging on. Now moving on to other things going around here. The United States has been hit really hard with the gas prices. We haven't seen gas this high since 2008, during the election cycle of McCain and Obama. This could really have a big impact on the elections coming up in November, the midterm elections. Some people are predicting gas to go as high as $7 or $8, which we've never had. Right now, we are approaching record highs. The average in the country, it's about $4.21, $4.25 a gallon. Some places it's $4.50. California is well over $5, $6, $7. Would it reach $10? The way it looks like right now, it could very easily top out in the summer months at $8, $9 a gallon. What will that do to the election? How bad is it going to get? Are they going to turn on the pipeline again, the IXL pipeline? Are they going to do, the drilling in Alaska? Are they going to get back to that? Or we're going to keep on in this course of the Green New Deal? What's going to happen? That's up in the air. Very tough decisions have to be made. And now we're going to move to sports, a little bit lighter. For people who don't take it as a life or death situation. We'll start with soccer. PSG with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Mbappe couldn't play because of injury, but still, with all the stars, they couldn't quite do it. They beat Real Madrid when they played them at their home turf and PSG home turf in Paris. But now when they went to play in Spain, they got shellacked. They won the first game 1-0, which is 1-0. They lost this one 3-1. So the goal differential was 2. They were leading by 1. So now they end up on the short end of the stick. It ends up being 3-2 in favor of goals scored and games tied. Games tied 1 apiece, and the difference in goals, Real Madrid with 3 and PSG with 2. So Real Madrid moves on in the Champions League. I don't know if Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar are going to stay together. I don't know. They have really underachieved. There's a lot of blame being put, and rightfully so, in Messi's doorstep. He's not the same Messi as he was with Barcelona. He's had a couple little injuries. Maybe the chemistry is not there. Maybe they're forcing the situation. I don't know. Are they going to give it another shot? It looks like they might try for one more year. We'll see. There's thoughts of Neymar maybe moving on. A lot of people are also blaming Neymar. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, they had also lost the Copa de Francia, or the Championship of France. So right now, the way it looks, the only thing they're probably going to win the league. The person, the next, I'm going to say hello here to everybody. Doing today a different kind of show, more news, reporting. Already talked about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Now we're talking about sports. We already talked about gas prices here and the crisis that we're in. And I'm talking about what's going on with PSG. Now, a lot of people are just blaming Messi for everything. But experts say that a lot has to do with Neymar. And now Mbappe is hurt. So I think the only thing they have, from what I understand, my specialty is not soccer, but I've done some research and I've gotten more into it. And apparently the only thing they got going for them is the La Liga, the league in France. They should win that. They have like a 13-point lead over the closest, second place. But they're out of the Champions League and they're out of the Copa de Francia, or the Cup of France Cup. So It is what it is. Maybe they're going to try to do the best they can for the rest of the schedule and bring it back next year, bring it back and try to get the Champions League last year. Messi did win 4 Champions League trophies, all with Barcelona, but has not won anything after that. So, well, he did win. Got to give him credit for winning the Copa America. There are a lot of people saying Messi's going to retire, never going to win anything international of great value or of consequence. He did win Olympics, and he did win a Mundial, but it was under 19 with a youth group, but not with the adult team, not with the grown-ups. So we'll see what happens. I think Argentina is in the top 5 or 6 in the country, in the world right now for the World Cup in Qatar. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say if they get to the semifinals or the finals, it'll be a great achievement. A lot of people saying anything other than a championship, any other result than winning the World Cup is not going to be enough for Messi. They compare him with Maradona. They compare him with Pelé. People have won World Cups. A lot of pressure on Messi. A lot of pressure. I think that he'll be back at least one more year with PSG, and we'll see what happens if they're willing to stick it out, maybe fine-tune the team and try to get a Champions League next year. But it's a lot of criticism. Now moving on to baseball, Major League Baseball. It looks like we are going to have a season. We're talking about maybe not playing this year or playing a shortened season like the season of 2020 because of the COVID, but this one was going to be because the Players Union and the owners could not reach a deal. Well, apparently they have struck a deal. They're going to have a shortened spring training. It's not going to be the full 30 to 33 games that they play in spring training. Probably about 2 weeks of spring training, and then start the season. So we will have Major League Baseball. For us that are fans of baseball, it's great to be able to have a season. Now I just wanted to say that who knows what's going to happen now with free agency. A lot of players have been moved, but a lot of players will be moved now. So I'll give you my prediction of what teams to look for in the 2022 season later on. I want to move on to basketball. Well, I just finished watching the Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team play the Duke Blue Devils. Mike Krzyzewski, his last season. Was a very exciting game, right down to the wire. And Miami almost pulled it out, but Duke just a little bit better. Miami did beat Duke during the regular season and gave them a scare. I think Miami will be in the tournament, the NCAA tournament. They definitely will not win the ACC because they got eliminated today. They made it to the semifinal, but they will be in the NCAA tournament. I think Duke will probably be a number 1 seed in one of the regions, as you should know, or if you don't know, I'm telling you now. There are 4 regions for the NCAA, and I think Duke is going to be number 1 in one of the regions. I think the Hurricanes will probably be somewhere between a number 5 and a number 7 ranked in the region that they're going to be put in. They did beat a lot of good teams, including North Carolina and Duke. They had actually the most road wins of any Power 5 team. They beat 10 opponents on the road. So they have a lot of things going for them, but there were a lot of close games that they also lost. They end up the season now going into the tournament 23-10, semifinalists of the ACC. All in all, pretty good season. And Coach Larinaga, the head coach of the men's basketball team, has been rewarded with a 2-year contract extension. So that's good news for him and good news for the players. We will see what will happen in the next couple of years. I think that they can only get better, although they are going to have a lot of turnover, a lot of seniors in the team. We'll see how recruiting goes. If anything happens in the recruiting close to what they're doing